SCPS, or Surigao City Pilot School, is an institution to behold right at the heart of Surigao City. It is home to 2,800 pupils and 78 teachers, the biggest and most populated by far in the history of this city. This humble yet notably worthy academic institution has been standing for 53 years. Over time, it has served the community through a war, numerous typhoons, changes in political and school administrations, various victories and defeats, winning its way to the hearts of the people of Surigao. Today, SCPS has achieved much and is geared towards achieving more in the service of every Surigaoan learner. The journey of Surigao City Pilot School to fame and prominence has not been easy. It was full of challenges that were successfully turned into opportunities that produced results, making every learner of SCPS knowledgeable, skillful, and value-laden. These were achieved through partnering with various stakeholders: internal, external, government, non-government, public, private, local, international, pupils, alumni, and parents, done simultaneously with molding the minds and hearts of learners holistically, because SCPS vision has always been bringing the best out of the pupils so that they can be better individuals in all aspects. Brigada Eskwela. One of the major activities of the Department of Education that Surigao City Pilot School enthusiastically takes part of. It aims to prepare the school inside and out, curriculum and physical facilities wise, for the upcoming school year, involving almost 4,000 volunteers, equivalent to a little over 600,000 in pesos. For the school year 2018 to 2019, Surigao City Pilot School once again showcased the amazing, almost incredible results, all for the cause of quality education for our beloved learners. Brigada Eskwela 2018 brought about a lot of improvements and innovations in SCPS, prioritizing safety, comfort, and convenience for every learner, which are essential factors in the kind of quality education that the school offers. SCPS partnered again with stakeholders for the various repair and construction projects of the school. Brigada Eskwela 2018 kicked off with a fun Zumba session and receiving of donations and construction supplies last May 25, 2018 at the school grounds. Volunteers and stakeholders convened to show support and celebrate Brigada Eskwela towards a successful implementation, all for the accomplishment of its objectives for the benefit of all the learners. Mr. Richard Estobo, the property custodian, was in charge of accepting of in-kind donations such as plywood and paint. Resources are stored and kept safely until such time that these supplies are needed and none of them are wasted. SCPS bears in mind that proper safekeeping of resources contributes to learners that are better served, thus more receptive to learning. Materials were then distributed to the respective persons who were responsible to lead the different tasks in the implementation of Brigada Eskwela in SCPS. Identified persons were reminded of their accountability in the efficient use of these materials. 189,000 pesos was spent to construct and repair classrooms, including part of the principal's office. This amount came from a part of the school's MOOE and majority from donations of parents of the pupils. Thanks to their generosity, pupils can now enjoy classrooms that are surely conducive for learning. Water is essential to everyday life wherever you are, especially in the classroom. Where learners are busy, they need to have constant supply of clean water that is accessible. Through donations from parents and stakeholders, this water concern is addressed to, including clean and functional toilets. SCPS envisions pupils having available clean and safe water at all times for their varying needs. With the number of pupils of SCPS, there are times when water is not sufficient. Thanks to the pressure water tank provided for by General PTA of SCPS, amounting to 70,000 pesos, children are sure to study conveniently with their water needs answered. Computers are essential in today's technology age. They therefore need to be placed securely to prolong their function. Thus, the purchase of office tables and computer tables were made. For joining the 2017 Bonok Bonok Festival, an amount worth 150,000 pesos was given by the city government of Surigao to SCPS as a reward. This amount was used to continue the construction of the feeding center. Learners who are recipients of the feeding program can now have their meals in a venue befitting the grace of God. When learners eat well, they perform their best in school. Before the rainy season, SCPS ensured that rusty metal sheets as roofing materials and gutters of school buildings are replaced and painted. 200,000 pesos that came from parents' donations was spent on this action. Aside from aesthetic appeal of the newly installed roofs and gutters, the disruption of classes is sure to be avoided when rains hit Surigao. SCPS gives importance to a safety learning environment despite of the heavy downpour on the roofs above their heads. The walls of the school buildings make up a very integral part of the school. Thus, SCPS needed more or less 90 gallons of paint to look good as new. Thanks to the skillful and helpful hands of volunteers, some parents and alumni, it did not take long before the walls looked clean, new and inviting, ready for the school children, making their view of every corner of the school fresh and safe, conducive for learning. A hefty amount of 100,000 pesos was spent on this task. The action always starts at the classrooms it comes to learning. It is therefore imperative that classrooms are kept well and maintained. A large area of the Gabaldon building ceiling was replaced and today looks new. With the amount of 150,000 pesos for materials, this activity was made possible by the active participation of DPWH personnel and other stakeholders for the corresponding labor requirements. 400,000 pesos was accumulated from generous parents and stakeholders to buy air conditioning units for the classrooms of SCPS. The heat inside classrooms during the day are almost unbearable, affecting the teaching-learning process. The parents deem it appropriate to fund the purchase of air conditioning units in almost all classrooms of SCPS. The room's atmosphere is now truly conducive for learning for the children and teaching for the teachers, and in effect, geared towards enhancing the academic performance of our learners. It took labor worth 20,000 pesos to clean existing air conditioning units and electric fans. For air-conditioned classrooms, which covers almost all in SCPS, thick curtains are a must. Parents were very generous that they donated cash for the purchase of such curtains. This is important since classrooms need to be fresh and well ventilated to give way to optimum academic performance of learners through a safe and child-friendly environment in the classroom. One of the most colorful and beautiful spots in SCPS is the newly constructed lunch area near the SCPS canteen. From stakeholders, 40,000 pesos was generated to construct lunch cottages for the convenience of the learners. Lunch is now more relaxed and comfortable with this new construction. In adherence to a child-friendly environment, flower boxes exist in SCPS, making it colorful and pleasing to the eyes. For this task, 10,000 pesos was spent, which was acquired from MOOE and some donations from stakeholders. 50,000 pesos was spent for the repair and widening of SCPS covered walk. SCPS learners and parents, teachers and visitors, and stakeholders are now protected from heat and rain as they walk inside SCPS, lessening the chances of getting sick from getting wet and direct contact with the sun. Indeed, this is a nice long-term investment for the education of the learners. All of these efforts to improve the facilities of SCPS were done with the hope that learners receive the quality education that they deserve in a safe and clean school environment. The SCPS 2018 Brigada Eskwela was very successful, thanks to the collective concerted efforts of stakeholders coming from all walks of life. The big bulk came from the parents. The target number of parent volunteers was 2,860, and the actual number of parents who volunteered was an outstanding 3,600. As to other volunteers, with the diverse groups of volunteers who are one with Surigao City Pilot School in preparing the school for the new school year, Brigada Eskwela was sure to attain its objectives. The volunteer groups were St. Paul University Surigao, One Network Bank Surigao, City Savings Bank, Carl E. Balita Review Center, Boy Scouts of the Philippines, React Miners Group, Mormons, Girl Scouts of the Philippines, Alpha Kappa Rho Fraternity and Sorority Surigao City Chapter, Surigao City Pilot School Alumni Association, PTA Association, Rotary Club of Metro Surigao, Supreme Pupil Government, Philippine National Police Surigao, DPWH Surigao, Bureau of Fire Protection, City Government of Surigao, Barangay Taft Council, Surigao Metropolitan Water District, Surigao del Norte Electric Cooperative, Abante Surigao Congressional Office, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, Philippine Army 30IB, TESDA, Caraga Regional Hospital, Nature Spring Corporation. The exceedingly active participation of SCPS stakeholders is attributed to the school's strong advocacy on Brigada Eskwela. Even before school year 2017 to 2018 ended, there was already a strong campaign for Brigada Eskwela amongst pupils. There were solicitation letters floated to potential stakeholders. Brigada Eskwela was also advocated through radio stations, both AM and FM. Facebook was also utilized in spreading the news about Brigada Eskwela and encouraging stakeholders to partner with SCPS. These strategies proved effective in advocating Brigada Eskwela to the community. Community members noticed the call of helping prepare SCPS for the new school year and responded accordingly to such call. For infrastructure, SCPS was able to generate various materials and labor amounting to 186,971 pesos for classroom repair. Hardware materials for toilet repairs amounted to 44,725 pesos. For repair of wash facilities, 14,250 pesos was generated. Other donations, which comprised of various materials and cash donations, amounted to 1,586,120 pesos. Total number of volunteers reached 3,963, with total number of work hours rendered reaching 16,451, equivalent to 616,912 pesos. Total resources generated is 2,464,978.50 pesos. The 2018 Brigada Eskwela of Surigao City Pilot School is aligned in every step that it has undertaken with the theme of this year's Brigada Eskwela, which is pagkakaisa para sa handa, ligtas at matatag na paaralan tungo sa magandang kinabukasan. With a generated resource of almost 2.5 million pesos from almost 4,000 volunteers, SCPS truly manifested the bayanihan spirit. From the resources, structures and jobs were done, and this can be found in the School Safety and Preparedness Guide. This is because SCPS believes, more than any award or recognition, more than any compliance, education is and shall always be learner-centered. Everything done should be for the learner to ensure that he learns the best, in the best way, to be the best to serve the best. SCPS has the following: perimeter fence and gate, lunch area, materials recovery facility, school fire safety compliance, health and survival kits in every classroom, proper drainage, hazard-free facilities, water facilities in the school and classrooms, uninterrupted power supply, functional school clinic, well-structured and ventilated classrooms, personality or health corners in every classroom, signages of vision and mission, core values, evacuation map, locator map, functional committees on child protection, DRRM, SGC and PTA, pupils handbook, school plant and site. Documents properly filed: EMIS, SBM, SIP, AIP, and etc. School canteen, functional toilets, school calendar of activities, transparency board. To invite more and more stakeholders to participate in Brigada Eskwela, SCPS employs varied ways. Among others, SCPS gives certificates to parents who have helped during Brigada Eskwela. These certificates are given during the General PTA Assembly. This is to recognize their efforts and contributions and at the same time encourage others who are yet to help. During medical and dental missions, parents are given free items such as medicine and dental kits. SCPS also facilitates community outreach services of organizations such as Libreng Gupit. These activities not only cater to pupils, but the whole community as well, advocating the adage that it takes a village to educate a child. Hence, activities of the community are activities of the school as well and vice versa. It is already a given that the Surigaonan community wants to support SCPS. However, it has not stopped SCPS from coming up with ideas on how to make the support happily and enjoyably. This way, the public is helping the school and the school is giving them a good time or giving back to them due recognition for their help. From last year's total resources generated, 2,407,769 pesos to this year's 2,464,978.50 pesos. There is an increase that is very evident. This figure corresponds to an increase of 2.3%. Today, Surigao City Pilot School is at the peak of its glory, but it is not alone. SCPS shares the glory with its stakeholders who have collectively offered generously their time, effort, and resources to provide every learner the best quality of education possible by making the school, its physical facilities, and the delivery of the curriculum at its optimum state. This 2018, SCPS vies for the best implementing school in the mega school category. 3 years from now, SCPS hopes and will strive to win the Hall of Fame Award for Brigada Eskwela, living up its mandate on Division's Best. Surigao City Pilot School, sustaining culture of excellence in a highly performing school.